Hi, my name's Chris Bean. I'm the proud founder of Youth for Truth, which is a bipartisan political movement for young Americans. And I would like to reply to Dan Brown's video specifically highlighting the NSA. And, I think that this is a huge issue that really needs to be addressed. Being part of a political movement all about young Americans, young people should really be concerned about how much the federal government is involved with their everyday lives. And some people think that's a conservative approach, but I fundamentally disagree. I think that's an American approach, that people don't want to be violated. People do not want to have their privacy stripped from them and abandoned. What the NSA is doing right now is monitoring every phone call, all these internet posts, every Facebook message you send, every tweet that you can pose, every text that you send to your mother. All these things are being just stored by the NSA. And for those of you that don't know, the National Security Agency, it's a central producer and manager of signals intelligence for the United States, and it's kind of working with the Department of Defense. All these different avenues of communication are being monitored. They can take things that are sarcastic and read them literally. The federal government can think that you are a terrorist when you're just joking around with your friend. What happened to privacy? What happened to personal liberties? These things are under siege by the federal government. The United States federal government is basically incriminating Edward Snowden, who's a former NSA agent, and we know that Snowden kind of released to the public and said that the NSA gathers all communications into and out of the United States, despite the NSA itself, which claims that it only targets foreign traffic. So there's a discrepancy with the facts. And you know what Youth for Truth is all about is keeping the facts consistent. We want the federal government to be transparent with the American people. We want young people to get involved in politics because it affects their future. Majority of Americans, when they're being polled about this issue, say that they applaud Edward Snowden as a whistleblower. And a whistleblower is someone who kind of takes, private information and makes it public for the better of the rest of the people. I'm all about living a safe, secure nation. And you know what? Terrorism is a major threat in our society. But let's just take it back for a second. We are fighting a war on terror. And you know what that basically means? We are fighting a war on a concept. Terrorism is just a conceptual idea. Yet, we take this and we try to win a war on a concept. You cannot defeat a concept. There will always be terrorism in society. There will always be terroristic threats around the world and at home here in the United States of America. What we can do is, as a federal government, we can be transparent. We can tell the people, you know what, this is what we're doing, but we're doing this to keep you safe. We're doing this to try to prevent terrorism. We're doing this to try to prevent these heinous crimes from being committed. I get that. But you know what the heinous crime is now that I'm concerned of? As a young American, as someone who's concerned for my future and what it entails, I am concerned that the heinous crime that's being committed is the federal government's secrecy. Their lies, their outright lies to the American people. How can we tolerate this? How can we allow the people that that represent us in Washington, D.C. and in Congress, how can we allow them to just lie? This is, an opportunity, Youth for Truth sponsored message, for the NSA to be criticized and for the federal government to be questioned about its authority and to highlight the need for transparency, because I want to know the facts. What is the federal government's role in our lives? And this does not have to be a conservative or liberal approach. It can be an honest approach. It can be an approach that people like us, young people, want for our future. And you know what? I think across the boards, Democrat, Republican, Independent, we all want an honest federal government. That's what Youth for Truth wants. And we hope that we can achieve this goal. My name's Chris Bean. I'm the proud founder of Youth for Truth, once again a bipartisan political movement for young Americans. I would love to hear your feedback, your comments on this reply for Dan Brown's video. You can find us online, youthfortruithrally.com. You can like us on Facebook and join the discussion there, facebook.com/Youth Youth for Truth Rally. Feel free to tweet us at Youth Rally, and you know what? Together, we can make this discussion. And God bless America.